Hello, my fellow comic book collectors. I want to sort of make a correction about a video that I posted yesterday. In that video, I was talking about The Crow, this guy right here. This is Crow number one. And I was talking about another book which featured The Crow's kind of first appearance, sort of cameo appearance. And I kind of wanted to discuss something that I mentioned in that video where I talked about the Crow movie. And one of the things that, one of the legends that has been created about that movie, and that I actually believed myself until recently, is that the movie was a snuff film. And the reason it was called a snuff film is there's a scene where Brandon Lee, who's the main actor in the movie The Crow, dies. And there was, sort of the rumor and the myth that he was murdered, first of all, but that scene where he gets killed was actually in the theatrical release of the movie. And, spoiler, that isn't the case, but the story behind it is very interesting. So Brandon Lee was the son of Bruce Lee, and there was, a conspiracy that maybe Bruce Lee was murdered and his family was cursed. That there was maybe the Chinese mafia or whatever it was trying to kill Bruce Lee and his family. So that's kind of the lore or the mythology that's sort of surrounding it. Whether it's true or not, that's debatable. However, Brandon Lee was, the Crow movie was really his breakout role, where he could basically establish himself as the next Bruce Lee, as the next major Asian actions hero, or star, I should say. And so Brandon Lee, was filming The Crow. And in The Crow, this guy right here, The Crow has, in the comic, he has the ability to basically be immortal. And, he himself is immune from physical damage as long as the crow, that his spirit animal, is safe. So he's safe as long as the animal is safe. Now, in the story, what happens is the Brandon Lee, his character basically is, on the wrong side of some group. Some gangsters, okay, some mobsters or whatever it is, like, some thugs, okay. And what happens is they come to his apartment and they kill his girlfriend, and he comes in and he interrupts that, and they shoot him point blank range and killing him. Now, in the story, he comes back to life, and his spirit is trapped inside the crow, and he basically is a vigilante where he's trying to get revenge for the crimes that were committed against him. Now, back to the movie. Now, in the movie, what happens is when they did a previous scene, they had shot a whole bunch of bullets at Brandon Lee. And they used blanks, so he was not injured, obviously. But then the next scene that they filmed was the scene where Brandon Lee comes into the apartment and sees that they have murdered his wife, and they shoot him in the head. Okay? Now, when they shot him in the head, they actually used a blank. But because it was at point blank range, the bullet, basically the blank, acted like a real bullet. It had the same impact and actually killed him. So, that scene with them shooting him was actually used by the police to, investigate the crime and, determine, negligence and all this kind of stuff. And then once they did completed their investigation, they actually destroyed that footage. And what happened was the theater, the movie company, basically reshot that scene with a different actor, obviously, because Brandon Lee was dead, sort of a dummy, well, not dummy, but duplicate, character who looked like somebody that looked like Brandon. And they basically had it, instead of being shot in the head, he was stabbed. And they wanted to do that so that there was no question that it was in fact, a different situation, that it wasn't the reused footage of the murder or death of Brandon Lee. So with all that being said, a lot of people ask, was The Crow a snuff film? Well, no, it wasn't. And I made the mistake in my previous video, and a lot of people make that mistake where they think it is a snuff film, but it really isn't. So I actually have to thank one of my viewers from yesterday who basically pointed out this this truth about the whole mystery that surrounds The Crow, and got me, kind of doing that investigation where I really looked into that story. And with all this being said, how does this relate to comics, you probably wonder? Well, it does, because all this lore and mythology and all this kind of interest really does create sort of interest within the comic, even though it's not really related to the comic. It's about Brandon Lee, but because he died playing the role of this comic character, it has impact on the comic, and forever it will be associated to the comic. So it's kind of one of those very interesting things how how this whole history kind of impacts comics. So I hope that this has been an interesting video. I'd like to apologize for making the mistake, and if I ever make mistakes in my videos, please tell me. I always try to set the record straight, and I do appreciate even when I'm told that I'm wrong, because it's always best to know the right thing. So thank you again for the person that commented and told me that I was wrong. And thanks for watching. And please remember to like, comment, and subscribe. And check out my other videos where I'm not always wrong. So thanks for watching.